So with the current passing of the legend, the icon, the GOAT, Diego Maradona, you lot have been requesting left, right and centre that I do a video dedicating and sort of paying my respects to footballers' deaths. All you've seen in your sub boxes, all you've seen on TV, Sky Sports News, news channels, social media, is tributes and people paying their respects to possibly the best footballer of all time, Diego Maradona. And on screen you're seeing him just dribble past players. In my opinion, he is the best dribbler of all time. I've never seen someone other than Messi dribble and carry a ball with this much pace, skill, both feet, like Diego Maradona. It's just a joy to watch. This guy was actually incredible in an era where you could break someone's leg and get away with it. You could fly kick someone and the referee would turn a blind eye. There was no VAR. The pitches were bobbly and you were kicking a football made of a pig's head. Football wasn't the same back then. So the fact that Maradona was still able to pull off skills, goals, tricks, flicks, it makes it even more impressive. All around the world, fans have been paying their respects and their tributes, and in Argentina, they've actually gone and done they're in the process of doing a 3-day mourn. That is like God status. Only like the Pope, the Queen, like, you know, kings, gods get 3 days, 3 continuous days where you're paying your respects. 3 continuous days where you're mourning. 3 continuous days where you're remembering the legend, the icon, Maradona. So let us remember, let us never forget the greatest, or at least one of the greatest football players to ever play football on a football pitch, Diego Maradona. And I think it's only right, lads, if we're going to include Diego Maradona, it would be almost disrespectful for me not to include George Best, one of the best also to ever do it. Maybe not quite regarded on the same level as Pele, Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo's, but not far behind. George Best has unbelievable accolades, unbelievable stats. He was a clubsman, a countrysman, he was a ladies' man. This guy would have about 16 stellars before a game of football, go on the pitch and absolutely tear it to shreds. So we gotta respect George Best. He had it all, this guy. He had the charm, he had the gift of the gab, he had the skills of just being incredible at football, and the best gift he had, like he's even admitted himself, is he was actually able to go on a bender the night before, not sleep, and go and absolutely kill it on the football pitch the next day. That's not a trait many human beings, never mind footballers, can do. It's just to be able to be on full form the next day after you've just sunk 56 stellars in the hotel room. George Best, what a legend. Now we're gonna get a little bit more emotional because this actually happened live in a football match in Ukraine. A player actually passed out on the floor and died of a cardiac arrest. Now we hate to see this in football, but it's something that isn't rare. It does happen. And when it does happen and it's live on TV, it just makes it that little bit more shocking. The guy's name you seen on the screen was R.I.P, and he was only 23 years of age. This happened in 2001. I mean, devastating. 23 years of age, a Ukraine international, the world at his feet, and just to die. Just like that. 1 minute you're fine, 1 minute you're on the pitch, next minute you never know in life. Like you never know in this world when your time's up, when you're gonna go to. At least die doing something you love. That's what you gotta respect about some of these footballers. They died doing something they loved. Some of you might have seen this clip that happened 2 years ago in Croatia as well. Lower leagues, a football actually hit his chest. He fell to the floor and apparently died from a cardiac arrest. 1 minute he's fine, football hits him in the stomach, bang. 2 minutes later. Now there was rumours and speculations that it was to do because the football hit him in the stomach. Other people have come out and said no, he just had a cardiac arrest. I'm not sure the ins and outs, I've done my research, but I don't know which side of the story is true. It looks a little bit far-fetched that a football hit him that soft in the stomach and he passed out and died. I'm not sure, but either way, devastating. Now 1 minute, you can just be playing, you're on the football pitch, everything's fine. The next minute, no underlying conditions, no heart conditions, no problems, your time's up. Just like that. One of my favourite Premier League players, other than when he scored the 4th goal in a 4-4 draw against Arsenal when we were 4-0 up, was of course Cheek Tiote. Oh, this guy was always smiling. This guy, some say, was the friendliest, the happiest man in Premier League football. You could not love Cheick Tiote. He was one of those guys. Had an absolute screamer on him as well. Cheick Tiote died on the 5th of June 2017 from a cardiac arrest in China while he was training. This is what I'm saying. The cardiac arrest in professional footballers, you can be as fit as a professional footballer. These guys can literally run up and down a pitch for 90 minutes straight. Just to put that in context, me or you, who aren't as fit, you go out, you run around for 5 minutes and you're dying. Cheick Tiote up and down the football pitch, Premier League level, and still died of a cardiac arrest, even as fit as he is. So it's something in football that it's scary, it's worrying. You don't know when it's going to hit, you don't know who it's going to hit next, because the shockwaves that it leaves in the team, in the league, everyone around you, your family, it's just devastating. And it all comes down to playing football. Playing football is what can get you killed. It's crazy. David Astori. Yeah, I say his name with passion. Yeah, I say his name loud, because this guy was a Fiorentina god. Do you know, like Maradona for Argentina, Astori was the same for Fiorentina. They loved him. He was their captain. He was their guy. And the tributes that he had, this guy, were phenomenal. Tens of thousands of people turned up to his funeral. This guy was loved. And it came to a massive shock when he was actually found dead in his hotel room. I'm pretty sure similar again. Cardiac arrest seems to be the main killer in football. Random killer in football that just out of nowhere. But respected all around the world. An Italian solid centre-back who took no bullshit. And man, once again, just a devastating loss to not just Italian football, to the world of football, because David Astori was a legend. Of course, I can't forget about Emiliano Sala, and the reason why this is even more raw for me is because I'm actually from Cardiff, and he was on his way to Cardiff when he was actually killed in a plane crash. No one still knows the ins and outs, how the plane went down, why he got on that plane instead of getting on a commercial flight. It's better not to take your mind there and just instead just to pay your respects. Just to say, do you know what, this guy was a goal scorer. This guy was still going to go on and have a great career. Had already done bits in the French League, coming over to the Premier League / Championship, and he was going to do bits, man. And it's just a massive shame that we never actually got to see the massive full potential of what Emiliano Sala could have been, because of something so random. But like I said, it's R.I.P. Emiliano Sala. This guy will never be forgotten, not only by Cardiff City, but by FC Nantes as well. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed, and don't forget to leave your respects in the comments below.